Hi, welcome to the part 2 video of the unit Chemical Kinetics of 12th Standard Chemistry. In this video, let us start with the concept of order of reaction with the help of some of the examples. First, I have considered SN1 reaction. This means nucleophilic substitution first order reaction. What is this reaction? Let us understand in detail now. There is tertiary butyl bromide molecule which is converted into tertiary butyl alcohol. In this reaction, there will be a group which is called leaving group, and a new group will be replacing this leaving group at its position like this. So tertiary butyl bromide is converted into tertiary butyl alcohol. This looks like a single step reaction. Though it looks like a single step reaction, it is a complex reaction. As we have understood in our previous video that complex reaction involves more than one elementary reaction in it. So now let us see what is the mechanism of this reaction. When I say mechanism, it will be the details of the steps involved in the complex reaction. So it has step 1 where formation of carbocation from tertiary butyl bromide happens. So it looks like this. C with the 3 methyl groups attached to it and 1 bromide group is attached to it. This is the tetrahedral structure of tertiary butyl bromide. This will undergo cleavage into 2 groups like this. When the bond is broken, since bromine is electronegative, highly electronegative than carbon, it takes away the 2 electrons involved in bond and becomes negatively charged ion, and carbon gets positive charge. Now we call this as carbocation. There is a change in hybridization also taking place during this step 1. There is sp3 hybridization for this carbon which has a tetrahedral shape. On conversion into carbocation, it changes into sp2, which is a planar structure. It has a planar triangular arrangement. So bromide ion has left the molecule. This is step 1. Now in step 2, since this is a complex reaction, there is another step involved in it. And in step 2, the carbocation formed in first step undergoes nucleophilic attack. That means carbon having positive charge, that is carbocation, will be attacked by the hydroxide group OH minus. Now OH minus has 2 options. It may attack the carbon from the same side from which the bromide has left the molecule, or from the opposite side to the leaving group bromide. So it will form tertiary butyl alcohol. It is represented like this, which will once again have the shape of tetrahedron. So these are the 2 steps involved in this mechanism. The most important thing is, among these 2 steps, the first step is the slow step and the second one happens fast. Since this is ionic reaction, it happens fast. Since the molecule is non-polar and it is becoming polar, it takes time to undergo cleavage. So slow step is the step 1. And now, to understand the order of reaction, we have to consider the slow step, because in the mechanism of a complex reaction, whichever step is the slowest step is called rate determining step. So step 1 here is the rate determining step. From this step, if we apply law of mass action, for the step 1, if I apply law of mass action, according to that, I'll have a rate equation given as rate equals K into concentration of tertiary butyl bromide to the power 1. Because there is only one reactant in this case, the power becomes 1. So the order of this reaction is 1. Therefore, this reaction is called first order reaction. And since there is a nucleophile leaving the molecule and a new nucleophile is replacing it, we call it as nucleophilic substitution first order reaction. So this is one example to understand order of a reaction. Let us see another example. Now let's see example 2, that is SN2 reaction. Just as in the first case, this is called nucleophilic substitution second order reaction. Okay, this has an example like this. Methyl bromide is converted into methyl alcohol. Methyl bromide, once again, Br is the leaving group and OH minus is the attacking nucleophile. So from methyl bromide we get methyl alcohol. Let's see the mechanism of this reaction now. In this case, carbon has tetrahedral arrangement with 3 hydrogens and 1 Br. This is the leaving group. Now the reaction happens only in presence of nucleophile. That is, when OH minus starts attacking the carbon, Br starts leaving the molecule. So there is a simultaneous attack of nucleophile, new nucleophile and leaving nucleophile. So in this case, there will be a reaction like this. A nucleophile attacks the carbon from the rarer side to the presence of Br. Then Br leaves the molecule from its side. There will be a transition state formed during this mechanism. So carbon will have a bond breaking between it and bromine, and also a new bond will be formed between OH and carbon, and we call this unstable state. This is an unstable state as transition state. From this transition state we get the final product, that is C with the 3 hydrogens and OH. Br minus has left the molecule. So in this case, there is one important point to remember. The position of OH group will be exactly opposite to the position of bromine in the initial molecule. In this molecule, bromine, for example, let us say this is on right side, then in the product it will be on left side. I cannot say exactly right and left because it has a tetrahedral shape. Since it is tetrahedral shape, OH minus will be present opposite to the position of Br. So this is SN2 reaction. How do we say this as second order reaction? Let us see that. In first reaction itself, that is in step 1 itself, it is a slow step. Since this is the slow step, there are 2 reactants involved in this. We can clearly see this. There is OH minus group as well as methyl bromide group. Therefore, the rate of this reaction is equal to K into concentration of OH minus as well as concentration of methyl bromide. Since there are 2 reactants involved in this reaction and in slow step, the order of this reaction becomes 2. 1 plus 1, 2. So this is an example for second order reaction. We have seen first order, that was SN1 reaction. This is second order, this is SN2 reaction. Both these 2 reactions we are going to study even in haloalkanes and haloarenes chapter. In detail we will see those things in the coming videos. As of now, let's understand the order of these reactions. I'll take one more example to explain zero order reaction now. Decomposition of ammonia. In this reaction, ammonia is decomposed into nitrogen and hydrogen gases on the surface of tungsten. Here, if we understand the mechanism, let us say there is a container of ammonia and there is a diffusion arrangement onto the surface of tungsten. Now let's imagine there are 1000 positions on the surface of tungsten for ammonia molecules. Now what happens when you allow ammonia molecules to the surface of tungsten? They get adsorbed on the surface. They get deposited on the surface of tungsten. Further, if we increase the amount of ammonia, it doesn't make any difference. Amount of ammonia has no influence on the reaction because the reaction speed is depending upon what is the surface area of tungsten. So, on increasing tungsten's surface area, the reaction rate can be increased. If it is maintained constant, the rate will not be altered. So, we could say that rate of this reaction is K into concentration of ammonia power 0, because on increasing ammonia, I did not have any change in the rate of reaction. So in such case, the order of reaction becomes 0. order is 0. So this is an example for 0 order reaction. There is one generalization for these concepts, that is to understand 0 order reaction. Whenever the reaction involves radiation, as we discussed in our previous video, we have seen the formation of HCl in presence of diffuse sunlight. So if we use any radiation for the reaction to occur, or if we use any catalyst in the reaction in the rate determining step, in such cases the order of reaction is going to be 0 order. So the final generalization is radiation reaction or catalytic reaction. Any reaction involving catalyst or radiation. Radiation involving reactions are also called as photochemical reactions. So photochemical or catalytic reactions are usually 0 order reaction. So whenever a reaction is given and on the arrow mark if they mention a catalyst, you have to understand that the reaction follows 0 order. So this is the example of 0 order reaction. Let's see the example of fractional order reaction. Formation of HBr. In this reaction, H2 plus Br2 gives 2 HBr. Is the actual reaction. But it involves these two steps. In step 1, bromine molecule undergoes homolytic bond fission to give 2 bromide free radicals in presence of radiation or on heating it may occur and forms bromide free radical. That bromide free radical in step 2 reacts with the hydrogen molecule to give HBr and a H free radical, hydrogen free radical. This is the slow step. Now on applying the law of mass action to the slow step, we will get that rate is equal to K into concentration of H2 into concentration of Br dot, that is bromide radical. But bromide is a reaction intermediate. So while representing rate equation, we do not consider intermediates. Instead, we go for only reactants. Then what is the possible way? The only way possible is considering this as half Br2. When it is half Br2, half goes to the power and becomes a fractional power. So Br2 to the power half. Therefore, the order of this reaction becomes 1 plus 1 by 2, which is 3 by 2. So this is an example of fractional order reaction where the power order has become 3 by 2. Here is a consolidated table to represent different orders of reactions. In first case, I have H2 plus Cl2 giving 2 HCl. This is a photochemical reaction and the rate equation is K into H2 power 0, Cl2 power 0, and therefore order becomes 0 order reaction. Then second case, decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide into NO2 and O2. This has the rate equation K into N2O5 power 1. Therefore, it is an example for first order reaction. In third case, I have H2 plus I2 giving 2 Hi and it has a rate equation R equal to K into H2 power 1, I2 power 1, and hence it is second order reaction. Finally, H2 plus Br2 gives 2 HBr, where rate equation is R equal to K into H2 power 1, Br2 power half, and therefore it is an example of fractional order reaction. Like this, we have different reactions following different orders. But a common thing that we can observe from these three examples, halogens reacting with hydrogen, you can see the reactions seem to be similar, but their orders are different. HCl reaction has 0 order, HI reaction has second order, HBr has fractional order. This we can understand only by performing the reaction experimentally. By knowing the experimental data, we can judge what is the order. Just by observing the balanced equations, we may not say what is the order. We can only say what is the molecularity of reaction. Now let us see a different kind of order of a reaction, that is pseudo first order reaction. It is also known as pseudo unimolecular reaction. Pseudo means false or wrong. It means actually a first order reaction. By origin it is not a first order reaction, but it has been converted into a first order reaction from a higher order. Such a reaction is called pseudo first order reaction. I have taken an example of hydrolysis of sucrose. Sucrose is a molecule with formula C12H22O11. When this is hydrolyzed, that is adding water to that, will dissociate or split into glucose and fructose units, C6H12O6, C6H12O6. These are the two molecules. This reaction happens in presence of excess of H2O. So when water is present in excess, the reaction happens. In that case, if we write the rate equation for this reaction, practically or experimentally, if we see, rate is equal to K into concentration of sucrose to the power 1, because it is 1 mole, into concentration of H2O power 1. But the thing is, since the amount of water is in excess, the concentration H2O power changes to 0 when it is present in excess. Imagine there is a big bucket full of water and I am adding only 1 spoon of sugar into that. Now on changing the amount of sugar, there will be change in the reaction speed. But on changing water, it may not change the reaction speed so much. If I remove 1 glass of water from the bucket full of water, it may not change the speed of reaction. So when one of the reactants is present in excess, its dependence on the rate will be 0. It will not alter the rate of reaction. So now it was a second order reaction, but we have changed it to first order. Such a change happens in pseudo first order reaction, and the rate equation for this, from this, if we understand order, will become 1. Order is equal to 1. It is not originally 1, it was 2. From 2 we have converted it into 1. Then what is pseudo unimolecular reaction? We have to define this. Listen carefully. Pseudo first order reaction is a higher order reaction. A higher order reaction is reduced to first order by considering one of the reactants in small quantity and other reactants in excess quantities. Such a reaction is called pseudo unimolecular reaction or pseudo first order reaction. We may take the example of hydrolysis of ethyl acetate also. Let us see that. So ethyl acetate on hydrolysis gives acetic acid and ethanol. This is opposite to esterification reaction. I hope you know esterification. Acetic acid with ethyl alcohol in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid gives an ester. This is an ester. The reverse of that esterification is this reaction. This ester is undergoing hydrolysis to give back acid and alcohol. Here in this case, once again we have excess of water used, and therefore the rate equation will be K into ethyl acetate CH3COO C2H5 power 1 into concentration of H2O. It would have been a second order reaction, but we have considered water in excess quantity, and therefore the power of H2O becomes 0, and hence the order of this reaction is once again changed into 1. So this was a higher order reaction. It has changed to first order. Therefore we call it as pseudo first order reaction. Now let us understand what is the unit of rate constant of a reaction. We have seen the unit of rate of reaction. It was mole per liter per second. It is there in the previous video. You may refer once again. But rate constant will not have the same unit of rate because it also involves concentration terms. So different order reactions have different units of rate constant. Let me consider a nth order reaction. Let us say order of reaction as n. So the rate equation becomes R equals K into R power n, where n is the order of reaction. Then what will be the unit of K? K is equal to R by concentration of R power n. Now from our previous knowledge, rate has a unit mole per liter per second. Mole per liter per second is the unit of rate. Then what is the unit of concentration? Concentration has a unit mole per liter. Now its power has raised to n. Mole per liter power n. Take it to the numerator. Mole per liter power n and take it to the numerator. It becomes mole per liter whole power. Already there is one unit, that is 1, and it goes to numerator and therefore it is minus n and so per second. This will be the standard unit of rate constant of a nth order reaction. Now on substituting different values to n, we get the actual unit of different order reactions. Okay, if n is 0, it gives 1 unit. If n is 1, it gives a different unit. If n is 2, it gives a different unit. And if n is a fraction, it gives a different unit. Okay, now we will see one by one for different order reactions what will be the unit of rate constant. Okay, let's calculate the unit of rate constant. If n is 0, first n value I'll take 0, it becomes mole per liter whole power 1 minus 0 per second, which is nothing but mole per liter per second. This is the unit. And for your information, remember the unit of rate constant and rate will be same only for zero order reaction. I hope you remember this. Mole per liter per second is the unit of rate of reaction. Same is the unit of rate constant only if order is 0. Now let's say n is equal to 1. Then this value 0 changes to 1. Then what remains? Mole per liter power becomes 0. So only per second is the SI unit or standard unit of rate constant for first order reaction. If n changes to 2, then what is the unit? Now look at it. It becomes mole power minus 1, liter power plus 1. So I will rewrite this like this. Liter per mole per second. The unit of second order has become liter per mole per second. Now I'll change this unit to fraction, that is 1 minus 3 by 2. What remains? You can see mole per liter power minus 1 by 2 per second. Okay, if 3 by 2 is the order of reaction, that will be the final value. So unit changes to mole power minus 1 by 2, liter power 1 by 2 per second. This will be the unit of rate constant, and this is how you can calculate the unit of rate constant for different order reactions. Okay, in my next video I am going to continue the concepts of chemical kinetics unit. Thank you for watching.